Well, I'll go with win on blue here because Ray is already looking for his first target. Stormball on Fairlet. Full Hodge is landing there as well, but Finn immediately trinkets and uses his blessing to get his healer out of trouble. Follow-up frog from Dr. Doom is going to help, and big damage coming in on Orber. He's dropping super low. That's a bubble on 5%. Did have to trinket as well, so massive overlap there. Dr. Doom popping his wall as well. Ray's avatar running out, so the damage is going to be lower now, but Taz and Finn, they are in there and pumping, trying to get as much damage out as possible on win on blue. But for the moment, I think they are able to recover. Ray's disarm is running out, so he will be able to get back into it. And Finn takes his Stormbolt to the face. For the moment, they seem to be fine.
Trinkets traded from both sides. Orbra having to overlap his trinket and bubble. That could spell danger in the future as he is very low on those defensive cooldowns. However, Furlit now caught in it to a Hex. No trinket as he was forced to trinket one earlier. These Hexes from Dr. Doom really doing a good job here, faking out the death from Furlit and able to almost get the bubble with it. Fintusius desperately low, holding on. Word of glory, word of glory. He has to pull the bubble and the commanding shout overlap, but they just rip right through the bubble with that shattering throw. But here is the small wings from Fintusius. They're trying to go onto Orbra here. Chastise onto Dr. Doom. Orbra trading out his wall, and he looks like he could be okay as Win on Blue try and reverse the pressure with this full Hex onto Furlit.
Full Hodge on Finn as well, big damage with the follow-ups. You see Fisher into Incap, nice combo from the Enhancer there. Zray is there with the Avatar, with the Condemns, big damage on Finn, while Dr. Doom gets cleaved as well. But the Red Paladin isn't looking too hot at all. Bubble is not ready. There are the wings. Big Word of Glory instantly tops himself off. Fairlet investing those wings as well, so he has more healing on the Paladin. And overall, this seems to be recovering for the moment. Finn has to pop, though, immediately gets purged. Fairlet stuck in another Hex. Why is the Holy Priest meleeing him? Well, we'll maybe be able to ask him later if he survives for the moment, but yeah, that Red Paladin is getting trained like crazy at the moment, and Orber sitting comfortable even though Taz is hugging him.
He is a Stormbolt onto Furlit there from Dre, forcing out a Trinket, but the pressure is getting reversed onto Orbra. He trades out his wings for the wings of Fintusius, and this is a dangerous time for Win on Blue if Fintusius can connect with those wings, but he is kiting from Orbra. Orbra seems to be fine. He digs behind the pillar. Fintusius taking a lot of damage now. The wind shear on Furlit. The Guardian procs onto Furlit with the big healing from the Ret Paladin. He seems to be fine for now, but he does not have any cooldowns left in the tank. Win on Blue, Trinket on their Holy Paladin, Astral Shift on their Shaman, and Dre with his parry. They seem to be in a pretty good position here. Another Wind Shear onto Furlit, the Hammer of Justice onto Furlit, instantly gets Blessing of Sanctuary out from Fintusius. If they can land one single Hex or just do enough damage, Fintusius is sure to go down very soon.
Yeah, that Red Paladin is not gonna stand much longer. There he is on 20%. Zray in there with the Condemns, but Furlit pops that Guardian Spirit. Big heals, Apoth in there as well for the Holy Word cooldown reduction, but gets frogged once again. Dr. Doom on point with the CC so far throughout the game, and it is not looking pretty for a bad RNG. It almost looks like a win on blue here for Zray and the boys, because that Priest is getting cleaved. Desperate Prayer invested. There's some damage from Finn. Maybe they can turn around. Zray dropping low. Needs to pop the defensive there on 20% HP. But Dr. Doom, he has the Ascendance running, and Finn is the target. Toss getting cleaved down. This does not look good for bad RNG right now.
Yeah, this was all the cooldowns of Win on Blue, though, and they weren't able to force too much, but Fintusius is still down so low, running out of line of sight of his healer here as he goes for the offensive push onto Orbra, but Orbra still has Bubble. They're pushing for so little right now as Fintusius is just taking the brunt of the damage. A defensive War Stomp even comes out, the defensive Fear and the disarm onto Dre, but he is still so desperately low. The Stormbolt onto Furlit, looking for a Hex out of it. The Hex connects, the disarm, the stun onto Fintusius. He trinkets out. He's trying to heal himself as much as he can with these Word of Glories, kiting away with the freedom. He seems to be fine for now as these wings do come up and the stun lands onto Orbra. Can they get any offensive pressure before Fintusius just dies? It doesn't. Oh my goodness, they're going on to Dre now. He has no parry available. Commanding Shout falls. He leaps away. He has been given the sack from Aubrey, though, but that was also Aubrey's bubble.
Yeah, the bubble needed to be invested as well as the bob on Zray, but this is enough to stabilize Ferlet. Now and hexed up. So Finn, once again, the target. Can they bring down that massive red Paladin? Maybe they can. There's the next Hodge, immediately trinketed by Orber. He Hodges Finn. Ferlet is sitting in another Stormbolt. Doesn't dispel his red Paladin. Toss dropping low. Parry invested, and he might just go down anyway because Zray and Dr. Doom are out for blood. Second bob invested from Aubrey as well, so he is out of CDs for the last remaining seconds of the game. Finn with the Shield of Vengeance kinda counteracting some of that damage, and another big go with the Avatar from Taz on Aubrey. Can the Paladin get away from the whole situation? It does seem like he is fine for the moment, but Finn has another set of small wings, maybe can dish out some damage here, but is just getting trained by Zray and Dr. Doom because Word of Glory is the only thing he's pressing at the moment, so not much danger. Another bubble from Finn in the last critical moment here. Oh, another Divine Toll with the Seraphim. Big damage, but it is not quite enough. The Chain Harvest from Dr. Doom stabilizing the whole team for the moment.
No cooldowns on either side of the teams. Aubrey without a single defensive, Fintusius without a single defensive, and no mana is available for anyone. This go is huge. There is a full Hammer Justice onto Furlet. It gets Blessing of Sanctuary out from Fintusius. Tozhug just trying to tunnel Aubrey, get as much pressure as he can before his Paladin dies. The wings from Fintusius proc as he tries to get some healing out onto himself. Word of Glory after Word of Glory. His healer is so and now they try to go for the offensive. The Hammer of Justice onto Aubrey, but doesn't seem to take any damage in this setup. Win on Blue are looking pretty sturdy right now as they get the full Hex onto Furlet. Fintuitus surely goes down here. The Stormbolt onto him. He trinkets out into a disarm. The Fear onto Dr. Doom, really trying to peel his teammate Fintuitus, but he is just in such a bad spot. But Aubrey now losing so much health, the Battle Master being forced, but here's the Ascendance from Dr. Doom. This could spell the end for bad RNG if he gets some good RNG.
Yeah, there is massive damage coming out from that enhancement charm. Zray dropping super low as well. Those Aubrey barely surviving on that earlier go from Finn, but at the moment they keep holding on. The sec gets invested. That's the last line of defense for the moment. Dr. Doom disarmed, feared, but out of that one now, swapping back over to deal some massive damage here. Aubrey is the target in a full Stormbolt, gets some big off-heals from his Shaman. Toss is getting swapped to 5%, barely gets bounced up. That was the last of healing that Ferlet has. Even the angel that was proc there, maybe they can get some more out, but Ferlet is completely the warrior under fire from Zray. Stormbolt connected there, no further damage though. Toss dropping lower and lower, rallying cry invested. That one is gonna fall in a few seconds. That could be definitely the end for the warrior. Latest point when that one is gone. Another disarm comes out. Fisher stun on Fintus, and will that be the end? No, they can hold on. I have no idea how these teams are still alive, but Dr. Doom just invested his wall. Aubrey had his bubble back just in time for the mini burst from Finn, so both teams are holding on for the moment. Zray blade storms out.
The wings are coming up in 5 seconds to the side of bad RNG, and that could spell the end for Aubrey if they can keep themselves up. The wind shear onto Furlet. The Hammer of Justice gets trinketed out instantly, and here is the wings. Here is the counter pressure we're looking for. They're going onto Zray. They can't connect to Aubrey. Zray has nothing. He leaps out, commanding shout, desperately trying to live. Dr. Doom tries to spam out some heals, but he's put into the stun now. The Davrange is swapped onto Dr. Doom, but it's just too little, too late. Fintusius is dead, and but there could be the cross kill, the hex onto Tozhug as he tries desperately to get to Zray. Zray is so very low. Aubrey without any mana, but Dr. Doom as well has no mana. I don't know if they can bring this back.
This is gonna be tight for sure. Toz and Ferlet do have some chances here, but Ferlet now getting swapped to from the double DPS. That is not a good place to be in. Toz dropping low with the Hodge. This is gonna be it. That warrior will be going down. There's the surrender coming in. Ferlet is gonna be finished up in just a second. And with that, win on Blue in a nail-biting, almost 10-minute matchup. Win the game.
That was That was so back of. I was watching this the entire time, going, "Oh, Fintusius is dead now," and then all of a sudden, Fintusius gets overbought. Oh, okay, Zray's dead now. All of a sudden, Zray manages to survive. It was an absolute. It was just a knockout, drag-out brawl between both of those teams, and so many clutch bubbles coming in from both Fintusius and Obra. That was. If that's the level for the first game, I'm so excited for this series, Gelu. What's happening in the first 30 seconds?
It looks like the slime on this map is just black for some reason with some green little bubbles on it, and that is where the fight will be taking place. Fintuitus put into that instant stun, but peeled very swiftly by Tozhug with the double fear onto Dr. Doom and Dre. Dre leaping in now as he tries to defend his healer, but Aubra instantly put into that bubble. That was just so much damage coming out from the side of Bad RNG, forcing the bubble very fast, along with Dr. Doom's Astral Shift.
Yeah, kind of a repeat of the first game where Orber also got nuked like crazy. Now the bubble is run out and Taz immediately swaps back over Finn. There is this Sanctuary on Ferlit, kind of anticipating the swap over on his priest, but they are fine for the moment. Freedom to catch back up to Orber. There's the next full Hodge. He doesn't even have a trinket anymore, so this is pretty dangerous. But Dr. Doom is there with the offfields and stabilizing his Paladin in the stun. They should be fine living through this one. And now we're kind of waiting for the next avatar from Zray, which is up in 20 seconds. Disarm just went out on Toz, so he will not have that one for Toz's next avatar. And Finn has the next set of wings, but takes a big chunk of damage because Dr. Doom just popped his Ascendance and is looking to completely pop off here with the big DPS.
Yeah, that was the Guardian Spirit coming out from Thurl. It did not proc, though, so back into a second cooldown. But they're going on to Aubra here. Full Hammer of Justice. No cooldowns from Fintuitus, so they're not getting too much here. Hopefully trying to force out the Blessing of Protection. The triple fear onto Dr. Doom, Ray, and Aubra, allowing themselves to get a little bit more damage onto him without getting too peeled or damaged. Here comes the big heal from Aubra. The Aura Mastery coming in clutch. Hopefully he's able to stay alive as he doesn't have his wall anymore. Tozhug is just going to town on him. He's being left alone by the side of Bad RNG. They don't really seem to care that he's just tunneling Aubra down so hard, but he doesn't seem to be doing enough damage as Aubra does manage to escape and the pressure gets reversed onto Bad RNG.
Yeah, reversed is exactly what is happening here right now. Finn caught in another Stormbolt. This is fairly dangerous, but Ferlet is there with some Serenity heals. Greater Fate invested there as well to stay in and just pump out as much healing as possible. Now Zray getting swapped to a little bit. So you mentioned it earlier, Orbit kind of being the main target for Bad RNG. They are doing a better job with the swaps this game because Orbit can't get away this much, but Ferlet now actually getting swapped too. So Win on Blue kind of replicating that healer swap strategy a little bit and putting the priest under pressure, and maybe they can capitalize from that investment of the Guardian Spirit in turn killing Finn. Well, they didn't quite kill him, at least they got his bubble. And that's a big advantage for Win on Blue at the moment.
Yeah, they forced Finn's bubble, but at the same time, Aubra had to trinket and use one of his blessing protections. But here's the full hex onto Ferlit. Dr. Doom again, coming in with these big CCs. Now into the double fear from Tuzhug, always having those fear for these crucial defensive moments. This is really neck and neck now. Nobody has bubble on either team, and either Paladin could go down as soon as any sort of pressure amounts. Dre into the disarm. They're a little bit on the back foot. They're trying to connect to Aubra, but the stun goes out onto the Ferlit, but it gets Blessing of Sanctuary from Fintuitus as he does trinket out and get that off him. Then, here is the go onto Aubra now. The full Hammer of Justice. He trades out his wall. He gets bubble in 5 seconds. Can they kill him? It's a race against the clock. I don't think they're going to have enough damage to do it. There was no wings from Fintuitus, and the damage just doesn't quite connect. And now the read is really going towards Win on Blue once again. As the game gets longer and longer, Bad RNG just fall behind.
Yeah, there was some massive off-heals coming in from Dr. Doom to stabilize Orber in that stun. Otherwise, that would have been fatal for the Paladin. But now Ferlet is the target. Guardian Spirit with the big heals is going to save him for the moment. But Finn gets swapped to big damage coming in with the Ascendance. The Bob is there, gets purged immediately. Eye for an Eye is running, but it might not be enough for the Red Paladin to survive this. There is no bubble available. Maybe the Sanctuary can get Ferlet out of CC to get some heals in on Finn. But with that fear from Ferlet, they are gonna get away from the whole situation, kind of swap over on Orber, put some pressure back on Win on Blue, but nonetheless, that was not a pretty situation to be in for bad RNG, and that Stormbolt might still end Finn. Doesn't quite connect. Dr. Doom, big damage going out. Orber needs to sack immediately. The Spirit, the Ancestral Shift is used as well. Big overlap there. They did not expect the crazy burst coming out from bad RNG there. Neither did I. Man, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was the wings from Finn, though, so that is majority of their pressure has been done now until it procs once again. So bad RNG are really on the back foot. Lack of mana, lack of defensives. They do have Guardian Spirit coming up soon, but I don't think it'll be enough to save Finn. He's going to have to use it right here. It actually procced. They almost killed him if it was not for that Guardian Spirit. And now Finn is going to be taking a lot of damage. Dr. Doom, if he can land one more of those hexes, if he can land one more of those shears, Finn will surely go down. That next, here comes the hex. It does get deathed out from Ferlet. No, not managing to fake that one. Dr. Doom trying to dodge a fear so badly, but they are just absolutely beating up on Orber right now into the full stun. The chassis on Dr. Doom to prevent those heals. Orber is sitting through the stun, though. Notices there is no wings from Fintusius. There is no damage coming out from Tozhug, and he just sits the stun. He doesn't care, and that is a really, really smart play from Orber here.
Yeah, Sanctuary was invested there as well from Finn, but Ferlet not really the target of CC. There does fade the Hex coming in from Dr. Doom. Orber once again getting swapped to Divine Toll, coming out with the Seraphim damage and Wings proc, but it is not enough to kill off that Paladin on Win on Blue. Now Zray the target, he needs to parry. Dr. Doom has his shift as well, and Finn dropping down to 5%, gets another heal in. No more on Ferlet, he gets an inline, beautiful snipe from Dr. Doom, and that is gonna seal the deal for Win on Blue. They claim this first series of the day with a clean 2-0.